guys. Another, I could say beautiful morning, but it's rather gloomy and grey still. New place I'm going to today. And it has a peculiar name, this top. If you, by any chance, roam Norway and you walk past someone and they fly on the lens, get away. Anyways, if you walk past someone and that Norwegian guy calls you a tosk, what's up with these flies? If that Norwegian guy calls you a tosk, you probably did something to offend him in some way, because tosk is usually like idiot, moron, something like that. And it should not be confused with the other Norwegian word torsk, which is cod, the fish. Anyways, this mountaintop is called Toskefjell, Moron's Mountain, Idiot Mountain, something like that, which is quite peculiar. I haven't managed to find any reason why it's called that, but I'm going there anyways, and I hope you will join me. I've been talking about blueberries, and this is lingonberries. Those are obviously not finished yet, but they are going to be bright red, and they can be quite sour when they're ripe, but in Norway it's quite common to make jam or jello out of lingonberries, and it's perfect with along with the Christmas dinner, for example, or maybe meatballs, which is quite a traditional Norwegian dish, not tiny Swedish one, but the rather larger ones. And yeah, lingonberries, I find them quite tasty, in fact. And you see, they grow. These look rather ripe, actually. Oh, it fell off. Let's taste one. That was incredibly sour, and it's not ripe. But they grow right beside the Blue Brothers blueberries. And those are sweet, very sweet. Unfortunately, I will be walking on this gravel road for a couple of kilometers, and the reason I'm walking here and not driving is, you see this barricade there. It's a private road, and therefore I have to park further up. And there's a sign that says that the road will be closed without any warnings. So if you drive past this one, you might be locked in for days, even weeks, if you're really lucky. So I'm walking on this gravel road, listening to the birds, and suddenly a sawmill. A small one at that, but still. They make different kinds of timber out of all the trees they cut down around here. I've seen similar stuff, but not up close like this. It's quite a heavy machinery, this one. And you see, this wood is very nice. Very nice timber. You can use it to whatever you want, of course, if you want to buy stuff like that. Some places it's quite popular to have those as panels outside your cabin or something. It's called wilderness panels, directly translated. And it's quite common on the cabins in the mountains, winter cabins. Often it's painted or stained in a dark brown tone, which is nice. I think I'm heading up there. The description of this route said it was some kilometers in on this gravel road, and then it would be steep right upwards until it came to the outpost, and then you walk around to get back down. So I'm quite curious which way I'm heading now, as I rarely look at the direction on the map. I just, hey, that's the road, and I walk up there. That's part of the adventure, I guess. Just walked a few hundred meters, and here you can see some raspberries. Wild raspberries as that. Important to check them, see if there's any worms or bugs in here. And it's not. The wild raspberries, so delicious. Absolutely perfect. And here, there's another type of berry. It's almost like blackberries. I guess it's some type of blackberry. It's actually thought of as a weed, the plant, because it grows everywhere and it gets long and with thorns and stuff like that. But I find the berries quite delicious. Blackberries, raspberries, lingonberries, and blueberries. All berries are great. But you better watch out. There is quite a few berries out there that you definitely should eat. Quite hard to see, but that is a woodpecker. There's a sign. A sign that tells me that this is the right way. So let's see then how it is on top. As you can see, it's quite gloomy. There's maybe a bit of blue in the horizon over there, but it's quite gloomy and probably not the best view up here, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Now the camera is tilted. Now it's not. It's quite a steep hill down there. For a moment I was afraid I was going up there, but then I turned around and saw the blue marks here and all that tree over there. No, upwards in the rocks. Someone left their cup here. Probably, maybe it was forgotten, or maybe it's for everyone to use and drink of the stream. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'll use my own cup, please. I'm not far away from Hensai, the one top I climbed on the last hike. Actually just that way, I think. A couple of minutes with the car. But this one did kind of call out for me to climb, so I had to do it. This spurs, no, not the one with the blue marks on, but this one. Look at that. Huh. That must be some kind of disease. Can't see any reasons of why it should look like that without any diseases in place. No other trees with those symptoms around. So if any of you know, please let me know. The air up here is not that dense as it was further down. And I'm not saying that I've gained a lot of altitude and stuff like that. It's more like it's less trees around, so there's more room for the oxygen to come down, which is really nice. And it's fresh air. It's not something polluted. As mentioned before, I do not have the desirable knowledge of which plants are okay to eat out here. I know some berries, I know some leaves and fresh sprouts here and there, but there is something called mushrooms. There are quite a few of them here. And I like mushrooms. Mushrooms are delicious. But I have absolutely no idea which one is edible, which ones taste good, or anything like that out in the wild. I can go in the shops and I can buy mushrooms, but I don't know which one is okay to pick for yourself. I guess I need a book for that too. If it continues like this, I need a whole library. When I'm out hiking, I'm never far away from civilization. Right down there is a main road, and because of the mountains around, you will hear the echoes of the sounds that the bikes and the cars make. So it sounds like I'm much closer than I actually am. I'm quite high up. Let's see. Yeah, the watch says I'm over 200 meters above sea level and about 180 meters above my car. And I don't know if I believe that, but maybe. Maybe it's alright. The Norwegian Tourist Association usually marks with a red T. Maybe this is some knockoff organization using blue. So now I'm almost at the very tip of Toskefjell. You can see the view out here is quite amazing, even though it's cloudy. Anyways, the altitude here on top is 250 meters above sea level, and that's not quite high at all, actually. But here in the southern part of Norway, the mountains aren't that tall. If you go further inland, they are tall, but still not as tall as many of the mountains in, of course, Switzerland, Austria, and United States. tallest peak I've been on was little over 1,000 meters above sea, which was quite windy. It was in the winter too, so it was quite an experience. Luckily there was little to no snow at that time. And here we are at the very top with a Norwegian flag and a pole that has definitely seen better days, and you have the view of the lake down there. This is a mailbox, and you find these mailboxes many places, and here is a guest book where you can write your name, the date and all that stuff, or you can use the app as I do. I prefer the app indeed. The nice thing here, they've added the Norwegian flag. I guess I haven't told you guys why I started to film like this. And it all started in 2021. In April, I posted my first video. It was a short bike ride close to Kragerø. And I actually started that to get motivation to get more out and get some exercise, I guess. And I did quite a few bike rides. The editing on the videos are quite poor at the best. But then I figured, as I wasn't able to go on bike rides, I could go on a short hike. And again, I felt the need to go out in the woods, as I had before when I was a Boy Scout, and I was right back at it, just like nothing had happened, and was so freeing to be able to get out, listen to the birds, to the wind, being more or less one with nature. And I've gained so much from it. I've gained experience in being in front of a camera, in talking English, in being myself, which is probably the most important thing, to cleanse all the noise in your head, because I tend to get some noise in my head. If you understand what I mean, it's like it's not noise, it's not tinnitus or something like that, it's just chaos of thoughts, just like a static on the TV in the 90s. And when I get out here, I can aim my thoughts easier. And when I get back home, I'm ready for a new week, usually. Usually. So this has become not as much as an exercise hike, although I tend to use it as that too, but it has become more like therapy in a way, that I need to get out once a week preferably, and just be alone or with one or two others in nature, and preferably a new place, of course. But yeah, and I've gained friends all over the world thanks to you guys. I have friends that are from Switzerland, from Vietnam, USA, and Denmark, Sweden, and of course Norway, and it's amazing, and I'm very, very grateful for every one of you. I just want to say thank you, I guess, and pour my heart out a little bit. Tell you that you are actually helping me getting better mentally and be able to enjoy my life more. It's very much thanks to you guys. Thank you. This is what I will be enjoying. My coffee and a baguette from the local grocery store with ham and cheese and some greens. I usually do not buy that, but I had to treat myself this today. The sun actually came through just as I was about to leave, but I can't stay any longer. I need to get on my way, wherever that is. There is a pathway here and there is one over there, and I think I will go on this one, as I know this is a round trip. This is a quite open landscape with great amount of sun. It would be a great camping spot, having the tent over there, or maybe over where I just sat. This is an amazing place. I need to make a list. I need to make a list of where I need to camp. I'm on my hikes and I see beautiful places. I think, I need to spend the night here. And when I get home, totally forgotten. Blue mark. There's also a blue mark around there. Come up here. There's a pathway there. No blue marks. It could be a pathway there. No blue marks. I turn around and that's a blue mark. And it once was a better one there. Wow. I don't think I'll ever be tired of view like this. This is incredible. I see around here there's a lot of small bonfire places, like this one down here. So it's quite obvious that people use this quite frequently for hiking, having lunch, hot dogs and stuff on the bonfire. which is absolutely amazing. Great. This is probably one of the most visited tops I've seen. As I checked in through the app in the guest book, there was over 1,700 visitors. And that's not this year, that's in total since the app was released. And I haven't seen any other top with that amount of check-ins before. So that's great. That is absolutely magnificent. According to the map, where I can see the elevations, I'm soon starting to go straight down, like descending from this mountaintop. And let's see how that goes. Maybe it's quite a rough descent. Who knows? And here I come by a small pond. You can see it through the trees there. I wonder if this is a lake that is possible to take a swim in. It does not look like it. It looks like it's way too muddy. Not that I would take a swim here now. You remember I mentioned all the berries. Previous video I mentioned these tiny black berries. You see, it's all white inside. Quite juicy. Not quite ripe, a bit sour, but see, they're almost looking like blackcurrant, although this is definitely not blackcurrant. A bit sour in the middle, but the juice is tasty still. And people are looking strange at me. Why are you eating those berries? Those does not taste good. Well, they do, if you find the ripe ones. I guess I've really started the descent now. I've been walking downwards for a couple of minutes, and if you look forward here, there is only downhill, and it will last for for a good while. Just hoping that the path is just as good as this, then it won't be a problem. This round trip is approximately 5.9 kilometers, so 6 kilometers we say. It's marked as a middle difficulty hike, and that's mostly because of the elevation, like the steep ascend, and also because it's over so many kilometers. Is this a place to bring your kids? Maybe, if they enjoy hiking. I'm always a bit skeptic to bring my kids and stuff out on my hikes because they tend to be a bit long. A short hike ain't, of course it's fun, but it does not do the same for me. But I need to bring them out more on my hikes. I know that it will bring joy, maybe not at the time, but later on. So maybe next hike I'll bring some little ones. See that? This right here is wet, and it's moss. You step on that, you could just as well fall on your back. It's very, very slippery. But if you're an avid hiker, you know that. You do know that. But then again, it's easy to forget and let your mind drift away on some other thoughts, and you just suddenly you're laying them on the rocks or something. If you look at some of my first hiking videos where I hiked with my good friend the bear, he's not called the bear, that's just a name we found for him while hiking. But anyways, we went up to this mountain top, and on the way down it was so slippery we almost sat on our bottoms the whole way down. It was a fun ride. Now we're talking. This is just as steep as it was on the way up. It looks like the same road too, but it's not. This is quite steep. Okay. Look at all these. These are, well, very well edible. Remember I said them tasting a bit acidic, a bit sour. I remember, as I mentioned before, we ate those as kids, and it tastes rather good. I bet they would fit very well with a steak or in a sauce or something. New idea. Seems to be 2 signs here. And there you have the name of the pond we saw. It's called Daltjärn. Again, I'm on the road I've been before, just past the path up to the Toskefjell plateau, and I guess it's just this same old gravel road back to the car. Thank you so much for joining me. I am almost back at the car, and if you like to see more videos like this, please press that subscribe button and the notification bell as well, because then you will be alerted whenever I publish new content, videos like this and so forth. Also, if you like this video, that thumbs up button would help a lot. Again, thank you very much for joining me, and see you around.